Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. And is it just me, or do these handgunners look a little miscolored? And I don't think it's just the lighting on this map, which is a bit off, granted. No, there's something. Oh, what the? KISLEV? Yes, indeed, folks, we've got a KISLEV battle up against Norsca. So some of you may be wondering how this is possible. We'll get to that in just a minute, but myself, against Aristodemos, this is a quick battle on ladder in vanilla, no mods involved. Again, we'll get to that in just a minute. But for starters, I'm playing as Norsca, he's playing as KISLEV, which is essentially just a very limited Empire roster. We've got Pistoliers up front. Let's see, more Pistoliers. So 5 Pistoliers. This build is 100% DOF approved. We've also got several handgunners, halberdiers, some spearmen, some great swords as well. General of the Empire leading the way with an Empire captain that is rank 9 somehow. He has 9 chevrons. As well, we have a Celestial Wizard with all of the spells and also rank 9. So, you know, some strangeness there. For my Norscan build, yeah, Wulfric on a chariot, Fire Sorcerer on a chariot, Berserkers, Marauders front line. Yeah, we've got a Manticore, Hounds out on the side here, the Wolf Pack with the Beast of Tashnar and Norscan Ice Wolves, who I usually use in tandem. More Ice Wolves over on the other side with some more Marauder Horsemen. So right off the bat, I'm going to see if I can't catch some of these Pistoliers in a big ambush. And I know, it pains me to hurt Pistoliers, but man, just look at those sheets of fire. That's what I love about Pistoliers, is their volume of fire. The KISLEV Pistoliers here are going to get in with the support of their general and captain. They should be able to get in here and get some good work done. You can see immediately my Marauder Horsemen get routed off, but there's a greater game afoot. We've got these other Marauder Horsemen and the Ice Hounds coming up and around, and the Wolf Pack here, the Beast of Tashnar and the Ice Wolves. So they'll be able to get in here and get some good work done, and the Pistoliers are going to try and pull away, but not all of them will be able to. The KISLEV troops here, the Spearmen also trying to rush in. And yeah, so far so good. The Hounds do get a little bit overextended here, but you do see we have been able to shut down quite a few of those Pistoliers, so ended up being a pretty good trade for me, and here it comes. The moment we've all been waiting for. Massive Flamestorm in the back line, Overcast. I say massive. Overcast Flamestorms last so long, and thankfully this one is going to roast through some handgunners right here. Just ripped apart probably half that unit or more. Also comes back and hits these halberdiers, so I mean that's quite a bit of value right there. Just rolls right over them. If we take an overarching look here, you can see a very nice wind blast right there, cutting through a bunch of those berserkers and so on. The KISLEV line holding pretty well, honestly. The great swords will do very well here. They do take a bit of a boat there. Boat sails across, but the Manticore is going to come up and get involved now. Marauders will match up well against Spearmen, obviously, but the Halberdiers are able to hold the back line reasonably well. I mean, granted, that Flamestorm did a lot of damage, but a Fireball being thrown at that Celestial Wizard. We also threw some Javelins at him. I'm just trying to take him out if I can. Wulfric also bumping into him with the Chariot. We've got the Hunter of Champions, and believe it or not, Wulfric on the Chariot can fight single entity models reasonably well. But we do need to stay on the move. There are still quite a few handgunners online. There are some Pistoliers online as well, I suppose. But I don't want to get caught out too much by the handgunners with my chariots. My 2 single model chariots, they're going to be very key. You can see here we do have a decent situation. Unfortunately, these Berserkers just broke, so I couldn't get a full surround. But the Great Swords matched up on the Berserkers is pretty decent for me, although that Wind Blast is pretty nasty. I've been very on point with that Wind Blast so far. Unfortunately, I just fireballed my own Manticore, which was a little rough. But the Manticore can do okay against the Empire Captain, especially with Wulfric in the area to help support. But the infantry fight has mostly gone in the Empire's favor, or at the very least they've been able to hold the line very well. I say the Empire. KISLEV. In KISLEV's favor. You know, obviously a lot of great swords and halberdiers. Well, again, it's all interrelated, but they have been able to hold the line pretty well so far. Their leadership's in a bit of trouble here, though, pinned in against the Manticore. The Manticore's been doing some really good damage. It has been taking damage as well, but some Berserkers are also going to rush in here now and just try and finish them off, and then we're going to use the Chariots instead to go after these great swords so they kind of get strung across the field here. So yeah, should be pretty decent. We've got Berserkers coming back from route. These Marauders are able to hold up a little bit as well, and The fact that there's no heavy cavalry involved and we've been able to deal with most of the pistoliers does mean that the chariots will be able to perform quite well here. I mean, as long as I don't die to gunfire, basically, which, I mean, granted, that is a danger. You can see each of those volleys does quite a bit of damage, and this unit of handgunners is still completely healthy, and that is just completely unacceptable. So we're going to rush in both the chariots here, get some work done, and then pull away. Just do a nice little drive-by swipe there from Wulfric. Oh man, I love the Norscan chariots. Have I ever told you about Sirtha Ek? Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Yeah, at this point, KISLEV holding reasonably well. Halberdiers here will be able to probably finish off these berserkers. They've got the last of them surrounded, and they're slowly cutting them down. Here, the pistoliers that have come back from out are pinning down the Feral Manticore at the very least, keeping it from going far. But, you know, the terror will kick in eventually. We're bringing some Marauder Horsemen back to help deal with things. You can see here a good situation where we've been able to catch the Empire Captain between the two chariots with the Hunter of Champions, and then the general of the KISLEV Empire also gets caught here by the Beasts of Tashnar, Ice Wolves. Wulfric comes with a nice little downhill charge. He does pop Standard Ground and the Charmed Shield to help mitigate some of that damage. Empire Captain breaks loose, gets a nice rear charge on Wulfric, so I'm going to go ahead and pull away there. The Shaman Sorcerer had been caught up on the Pistoliers, but we are going to get him free as well, and of course the Ice Wolves here being very key. High weapon strength, and also that Frostbite, of course, keeping the Empire characters from going anywhere. That Empire Captain's done for despite his rank 9. I'm not really sure what happened to the Heaven Sorcerer. I think he just got fireballed to death at some point. But there are still a few remaining handgunners and great swords scattered around, but at this point, Norsca looks like it's probably going to be completing the invasion of KISLEV, because clearly, you know, we're fighting in KISLEV here. This is totally not Nagaron at all. But, yeah, beautiful boat there. Nice timing, just catches most of those halberdiers, gets a ton of damage done, and the Manticore is able to get a nice tear route on most of the stuff here. The General of KISLEV is pretty much done for. The Ice Wolves have just about finished him off. Wulfric takes another swing, and that's going to be game. So very well played, Touristo. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It was definitely a fun, wild game. It's always nice to see that, you know, wide, quote-unquote KISLEV, really just, again, a stripped-down Empire roster. But, I mean, it's pretty good. You can see there that all the Empire infantry were able to hold up reasonably well. And, you know, you've got handgunners there doing some decent work. They were a little bit tough to protect, I would guess would be the right terminology. Norsca is just pretty aggressive, and they tend to get your backline pretty easily. The Pistoliers did a pretty good job, although Aristodemos taking a leaf out of my book and playing very aggressively with them, which is, you know, something I am known to do quite often. But, yeah, from my side, obviously, the two Chariot Lords doing a great job. That Flamestorm, and then, of course, the boats, and just being on the chariots in general, they rack up a lot of kills. Both the Berserkers did reasonably well. I say both. All three. Ice Wolves did decently. They help, you know, kind of win the periphery engagements. And the Manticore, of course, dropping terror bombs when needed. So yeah, what the KISLEV? How do you play KISLEV in vanilla? You guys may have run into people playing KISLEV on ladder. It's just a really cut down Empire roster, honestly. And from what I understand, you just need a save file of an army. Like if you download an army unlocker mod, for example, just put like one unit on an army and then save it. So like I could save a Lizardman build just like this, for example. Or you see I have all these builds saved. And this one right here says KISLEV, and it is KISLEV. So I can load this save here then on ladder in vanilla, and it will give me access to this right here. So what do you get? Well, like I said, very cut down Empire roster. You have one Lord choice, and I'm not sure even how the mount selections work on ladder, if all of these are available. But I mean, like you don't have access to cut some abilities. Like if you have the Griffin, for example, you can't necessarily choose what to take. It's kind of weird and wonky. It's clearly not necessarily meant to be played. But you do get the Rune Fang and Charmed Shield, like the regular General of the Empire would. The Celestial Wizard is the one caster you have access to. You can't choose any of his spells. You can choose a horse at the very least, and you can give him XP chevrons, which is just hilarious. Same thing with the Empire Captain. You can also give him XP chevrons. And then you have just the basic Empire infantry, no flagellants, obviously. You have just the basic missile troops, no free company, just handgunners and crossbowmen. and just your basic missile cav, no heavy cavalry whatsoever. So it is an extremely limited Empire roster, but at the same time, just with these tools alone, you can still put together some reasonably competent builds and probably do okay. So yeah, now you guys know if you run into KISLEV on ladder, don't be scared. It's really just like a hamstrung Empire, although you may see this crazy question mark dude with 9 chevrons casting all the spells because, you know, he costs 250 points. You can't choose any of the spells, but he comes with all of them for free, basically. So yeah, that's KISLEV in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.